Welcome to After School Reviews. Please subscribe, turn on the bell icon, please like this video, and leave a comment down in the comment section. In this review, we'll be having a look at the Retro Cloth 8-inch Halloween 2 Michael Myers figure. Now, there is going to be 3 figures sort of in this line, which will be Laurie Strode and Loomis as a 2-pack. And I was going to get that because I am a Halloween fan, but man, these retro cloths, they're not itching the correct way I need them to. Like the Goonies one, if that would have been sculpted, I'd have been fully down with it. Which I do have it, but because I don't have that much Goonie stuff, but I really want it to be sculpted. But here's the figure. Now this one, on the other hand, I wanted to get this one due to the mask. The mask on the Ultimate figure looked good. It looked like a pretty good Michael Myers mask. But something about this one is legit Halloween 2. And a lot of people have said that. It's almost, I'm going to have to check to see if it is the same mask. It could be painted different, because this one does appear to be having a lot more paint. But you can see the photograph there of Michael in the hospital. You can see the figure there with 2 head sculpts. Turn it around, it says Halloween 2. The nightmare isn't over. You can see Michael with the syringe, Michael with his knife, and Michael with the blood hole eyes. So do not go anywhere. We'll have a closer look at this figure opened and out of its packaging. Some nice art. Of course, that's what usually these retro cloths come with, are these nice photographs of art of something, and you can see that there. Usually the signature's in there. I'm not seeing the signature easily this time, but you can see the bullet holes in Michael, and pretty cool. And there he has the scalpel in his hand, so he's, you know, trying to hunt down Laurie in that scene. It's like the final moments. Usually I don't do a tray shot, but here's Michael in his little tray. So you can see that there. Michael just chilling in this tray. Nice little tray, nicely designed. None of the weapons start wiggling anywhere around the box. They just wiggle inside here, which is okay with me. This is a new angle for me. For usually when I review the weapons, I just bring them up to the camera, but I thought now I'd change it up for this review. You can kind of see how the hammer is done here. Looks like it is painted fairly nicely. Could be a little bit better, but I think it's done pretty nicely. The scalpel, nice and chromy, because it's hard to focus on, but it has got this kind of wash, so it gets in those cracks. The syringe is nice, still very thin and very fragile. I'd be very careful with that. And of course the knife that Michael's comes with, which in this instance is actually a pretty skinny, long knife with these little edged pieces on it. So it's a little bit different than the H1 mask or the H1 knife. Again, different angle. Here's the mask that comes packaged in the on the figure. You can see that there. If I can just get this nicely in focus, you can see that there. And here's this one over here, which looks really nice. They have done the printing technology for the blood, so it's not going to be fully there. It's going to have spots that are kind of iffy. You can kind of see the dotting there if I can get even closer. Camera did this weird thing, but you can see that there. You can also see the eyes are practically blood. You can see the pupils. You can see that there. And this mask is very dirty, very realistic. You can see that there. The hair could be painted a little bit better, but I said the same for the Ultimate figure. Just give that a wash. First I paint it a darker color, then dry brush this color over it, and then a very lighter color. That's what I would do. Lips are painted nice. You can see how the whole thing appears to be paint cast in the skin tone, and that way the neck is able to have this skin tone, and you can see the seam line from the glue line from the hair. You can see the nose. And typically I had a chance to select these from a certain store, Oklahoma City Toy Base 10, and I chose the one I wanted. Bullet hole is there. I forgot about it. Couldn't really notice it, but it is noticeable there. There's the standard mask. Very nice. I think that screams Halloween 2, and this mask has a lot of life to it. So now we'll have a look at the figure, and I'll discuss an issue with the figure I have. And there is Michael himself. Due to this mask having so much life, and this being a retro cloth, usually they look a little funky, and they still do, because just the way they are made with this cloth. If I could just get this camera to really focus, that white's just so bright for the camera. If I just put a shade there, it's a little better, but you can see Michael here is done with this nice blue overalls, coveralls, just like a flight suit from, you know, like Ghostbusters, just this navy blue color, which I believe it's supposed to have more of a green tint, because the Ultimate figure had that sort of green color. Now, I do have to say, I did not get the 2018 Michael retro cloth because it looked awful. It looked absolutely terrible. And I was like, ooh, I can get another Michael in my collection. I saw it, and I would not have pulled the trigger on producing those. They looked awful. They absolutely were terrible, and they were more money than the Ultimate figure. The Ultimate figure killed it. For the is that the 2018 Michael? I can't remember if that was 2018 or not. So the stitching work on this is pretty nice. Now this is way cheaper than the Mezco one for sure, because Mezco is going to release one, but Mezco's is going to be around $80 or so. You can see all the nice stitch work, and pretty nice. And it has these bullet holes, and you can actually move the cloth around. Now this is the issue I have, that when you move it too far, it's gonna show skin. Now, depending if you do want to see skin, but if it's a bullet hole, you're going to want to see blood. So I might actually paint these areas whiter, because like you can see, it's there. But when you push this up, it kind of then is able to be its natural self. If I could, well, it just depends on which way you pose it and such, because it is there's blood in a certain specific area, and but they did do a good job on that. But I think that's a good idea. But I will go over most likely all these areas, paint them, and then give a nice gloss to it so it really glistens. This does glisten though. You can see how that glares right there. That is what you want. It looks like Michael's bleeding and skin is, you know, just chilling there. But the skin on this mask, it's not coming across in camera for some odd reason, but it is gorgeous. The hands, he does come with two alternate hands for his right holding hand. This is the hand he comes packaged with. This looks like it'll work with the scalpel. And then he does have more of the knife holding hands here. And the hands on these are really good for holding their weapons. Weapon's not going to fall out. It's done very nicely. And the articulation on Michael is actually better than some of the other retrocloth figures we've seen in the past, and some of the older ones that NECA started out with. Like if you have the original Elm Street Freddy, that guy is really outdated, but this Michael you can get in quite a bit. Double jointed elbows, so you can do that with both. Knee is just one joint, but the feet are actually done pretty nicely, and I like that this has a sock on it, because a lot of the other retrocloths right there, you can see the skin tone and it bugs me, but that is kind of a dark color. So now if it lifts up just a little bit, which would be right there, skin tone, they were able to just add black and really make this figure shine differently than some of the other ones that they've done. Something I didn't like about this is how close the collar was. Usually I use a lot of cuts in this, but I keep forgetting to cut, but it's fine. But the collar here, usually it's really tight, and that's how it is in the movie. But I like my Michael to always look like it's from H1, so you can kind of push it that way. And because either way, you know, if you're just a Halloween 2 guy and you want everything to be accurate to Halloween 2, I'm going to be a dude who wants it to be just a regular standard Michael from 1 or 2, and I just want him to look like 1. So this could be like straight right after he's been shot. You know, he does have too many holes for it to be that scene. Yeah. But, man, that mask really does shine. Let me do a shot without the light so I can show you what it looks like without the light. So it is darker, but you can see a little bit of that color coming through on this figure, and how everything just sort of blends nicely in together. And I had to do this for the bootleg Michael Myers that we got back in November. But man, you can see that there, how that just looks so dirty and grimy. Everything about that is awesome. All the way to the back. See Michael from the back looks pretty nice. Michael from the side. Very accurate. And of course this darkness, you can't see the eyes, and that's a win-win for me. If you have a light like this in your room, you cannot see the eyes. So there's Michael there. You can kind of see the eyes there. The lips. Now, popping these heads on and off are easy. They're just on a ball peg, just like that. Very simple, very easy, very quick. It's not too difficult to get the other head on there, like I just did. Boom, it's on. So here's the other head, and they're painted about the same. This one has a little bit of a dirtier nose, but that's how all of them at the store were. So I don't know if it's just that bunch that they sent, or if they're supposed to have that. It doesn't bug me. Kind of cool. So you can see how different the eyes are, just straight bloodshot and everything, because they're, you know, bleeding and I do like how that looks there. So that is very Halloween 2-ish. Because if you do want to have a Halloween 2 designated figure, boom, you're always going to want to have that head on it, because that is like Halloween 2 at the butt. Because that's just super, super iconic. And you see that and you go, that's Halloween 2. That's the end of Michael Myers' story, which is dead facts. Halloween 2 is the end of Michael Myers' story. Maybe you're even a purist and you just want the first movie. I could see that. That would make sense too. It'd be like having no Empire Strikes Back. I could see that. So even just having this figure standing like that without any weapons, you can just see how awesome he looks. And I do want to show you what this looks like also without the light. So yet again, it's really dark, but I do want to get really close and personal and just show you this mask here up close. If it'll focus. Oh, come on. I know you want to. It's focusing on the back. Oh, there we go. So you can kind of see how this looks now. You can see all the dirtiness in there. So it looks like it's a real mask that's got real, you know, all this stuff that's on it and all this grime and all this color changing stuff. Due to having the skin tone, it does blend in the neck, but that is movie accurate how it would look. It almost gives him just a white face area, so it almost just looks like that's an actual man. But if you do want to get that shade there, you can kind of get that shade and get that nice line. Because if you push it too far down, on my eyes, I can't see that little black line there. But if you push it up, and of course Michael does have the head tilt, if you're looking for that. It's not super there. Like forward and back, I think is okay. The side tilt is okay too as well. So here's the super Halloween 2 Michael Myers, because he's got the bloody eyes and he has a scalpel and he's got the bullet holes on him. So this is like super Halloween 2, and you could have done it with the Ultimate figure, but yet again, here is this, and I think I might actually get to show you guys my, I don't know if I don't think we've, well, no, I think I did get to show it to you guys, never mind. But yeah, so here's this Michael, so you can have him with the scalpel or with the knife. With my original Ultimate Michael Myers from Halloween 2, I actually didn't like this knife, so I got him the knife from one of the, I think Friday the 13th Part 4, or one of the Part 5 Dream Jason. It might be Part 5 Dream Jason. I don't even know if he came with a knife. It was one of those, because I just, no, I think it's Part 2 Jason. I think it's Part 2 Jason's knife, because I just didn't like, I like Michael with a knife. Like this right here, I could have this on my shelf. He's got the bloody ice, he has the knife, boom, that's my Michael. That just, you know what I mean? It's just pretty cool if you want to stick, and see how that flare is on the collar? That is gorgeous. If you want it all the way up to the neck, how it is in Halloween 2, you can gladly do that, but I want this to be like H1, kind of dangling, popped, and not too popped. Now I'm going to put the other head sculpt on here, and you can kind of see the difference in how the figure plays out to all these. So Michael's like one of the best figures you can have, because his face is just, it's just a mask, so it almost looks like you don't really have to have the figure in a pose. You can just have the figure standing there and it looks cool. Like other figures don't quite do that. I've noticed that. So I've been messing with a lot of Michaels months and months ago. I haven't really messed with, I don't think I've opened this H2 Michael Myers. He's right here this year. So kind of a sadness there, but man, look at that. He's got the horns on his hair. You can kind of see that there. I don't know if I showed you that. You can kind of see the horns there. So they, or at least there's one right here, nicely sculpted. Man, this Michael is gorgeous. Just a beautiful, beautiful figure. Now I'm going to get the other Michaels out here so you can see all my other Michael Myers next to this Michael Myers. And you can see, do I want to buy this? And I'm going to say, you want to buy this. Okay? Yeah, this Michael outbeats the Ultimate Michael Myers. Somehow, I don't know how that, maybe in just the mask, and the mask is very important. But here you can see the Ultimate Michael Myers from Halloween 2. Almost reminds me of the McFarlane mask, the way that is just, that looks, the McFarlane Michael Myers. Hoof. But, man, I still like this Michael Myers mask, it's fine. But this one in the back absolutely kills it. But it's still a Michael figure. So he does have the knife there. He's a little bit grodier. I feel like this one is grodier. Maybe not the mask. Maybe the mask is grodier. I feel like the other mask does have a little bit more detail. This one has just like shading. Let me get all the other Michaels out here just to really show you all the Michaels that NECA has produced and all of the other companies. Here are all my licensed McFarlane figures. So we have the bootleg NECA, you know, Michael Myers from Halloween 1, Halloween 2 Ultimate, Retro Cloth, 2018, and the McFarlane toys. Michael over there. Now you can see the big difference. Now, which one of these masks do you feel like looks the best? And I clearly still think it's this new retro cloth. I don't think it failed. Pulling these other Michaels out, remembered, I was like, whoa, I forgot, I haven't got to mess with these guys in a while. Now, I actually picked up one of these ones for $1. I got 2 of these McFarlane ones now. I picked up one for $8 at a yard sale, man. $8. I could not beat it, because I think I paid about $15 for that one, and I thought that was a good score. But I think this one you can still get for about 20 bucks on AliExpress, which I think is worth it if you're wanting an H1 mask. Now, I actually repainted the mask and the hair on this one, so you can see how that is there. Now, something that is still worthy about noting about this one is you can actually modify it, and you can do this. Now, this is the hair that came with the Ben Tramer mask. Gosh, it's still so bright. It won't even focus. But what I actually decided to do was just... You have to do that anyway. But I took one of the other Michael masks. Oh, here it is. And you can actually stick this hair on it. Use one of the other regular Michael... Oh, man. And this guy really does. After you use one of the other heads for hair, this mask actually turns out quite a little bit better. So you can kind of see that. It might need to be a little bit repainted for Halloween 1. But that is a pretty good looking mask that came with this Halloween 2 figure. It's maybe still a little bit bright. Both these repaints ones are still too bright, these two over here. But I've tried to tone that down, and I might try, because man, just on camera that looks so bright. But in real life it's just this kind of almost a gray color. Because I wanted to get it this nice color. So you can see that there. So I think this head right here does look pretty good. So if you're still wanting to have just like an H1, and I know people stick this head on the other body, but that's my 2018 one. So, and I actually think I had this head on this Michael for a while because I just liked the way that looked. Thank you guys for watching After School Reviews. Today we were having a look at the NECA Halloween 2 Retro Cloth 8-inch Michael Myers. Please subscribe, turn on that bell icon, please like this video, and leave a comment down in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the official After School Reviews Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.